What's up, YouTube? This is Bystanderx79. Guys, today, Konami has dropped the April Forbidden Unlimited list. They did it at the end of YC Houston like they did last time, so we might be seeing our next ban list being announced at the end of the North American World Championship qualifiers if it's in July. This year, I haven't checked yet, so that's a big question about when they might drop it. It goes into effect tomorrow, April 7th. To be very honest, I'm kind of thrilled with this list overall because TCG Konami finally stepped up and gave us a big, beefy list heading into World Championship qualifier season. I'm going to go through each page of this graphics like they revealed at the end of the YCS. So, without further ado, we're going to jump right into the Unlimits. If anybody watched my Banlist prediction lists, I did say Cyberjar, Jackalope, Tsuchinoko, Ava, and Performable Monkeyboard were all coming off the list. Here they are. All at 3. So, yes, I did kind of call those. So, those were easy calls. But, easy or not, we can now play these cards at 3, which is great. Going into the semi-limits, and this is where the TCG Konami actually went medieval on the list. Okay, I'm going to go through the two main decks that were in the meta. Ryzel and Malice both picked up 3 cards on the semi-list. We have EXT, Ice, and Sword. Anybody who watched my Banlist predictions know that I said all 3 of those cards were potential targets on the next ban list. Now, I was calling for at least one of those 3 to be hit and limited to 1. I never expected Konami to say, okay, we see it. All 3 of them are at 2. It is going to reduce the consistency of the Ryzel deck a little bit, which is a good thing. Malice picked up Dormouse, which was recently limited on the OCG. White Rabbit also is semi-limited, and Malice also has their spell, Malice and Underground, at 2. So, both the top decks in the TCG did pick up hits. Morphing Jar, just like Savage Jar, is moving down the list, so expect this card to come off next list to support that new archetype. I keep forgetting it. I'm so sorry. That archetype is not sticking in my head for whatever the reason it is. Black Dragon, Collapse Serpent, White Dragon, Werfen Buster. Alright, I can see both of these cards coming off the list on the next ban list as well. To be very honest, even if they stay at 2, to me, this is a signal that Konami wants us to play Dragon Link again. Maybe they're trying to give us the Dragon Link engine back to help supplement the upcoming Dragon Ruler support. That's something that I don't think a lot of people may have seen. Unchained Soul of Shavara is now at 2 instead of at 1. Unchained players, they're very happy with that. And then we got Snake Eyes, Ash, and Poplar. Okay, now, I know that TCG Konami banned the original Sinful Sin spell card, which allowed Snake Eyes to basically go into another fire attribute archetype play, or vice versa, as long as they had like the level 1s. With that card being banned, I can definitely see why they pulled these cards to 2 to give the deck a little boost. So, I know it's picking up a new fusion as well, so there is that, or picked up. I'm not 100% sure with that. But still, alright, so Snake Eyes got some more toys to play with. I'm not really happy with that. I just feel that those cards could have come down to, at least one of the cards could have come down to 2, and the other could have stood at 1. I mean, that's just my opinion on it. Going to the limits. Alright, Bistil Juba Swarm. Alright, this card could act as a double removal, attack over a weaker monster, and then you could actually link this card off or use it for another material of a monster to get an additional monster off your opponent's field. It makes sense that this card going to 1. A lot of people kind of saw it as coming. Well, we weren't really sure about when it was going to happen, but it's here. Shifter. went to one over in OCG. I did edit my Banlist predictions when I did the OCG analysis, saying that Shifter is definitely going to come down to 1 here. Masterpiece is awesome. Drago's got their boss monster back. To be very honest, I would have liked to see Diagram come down to multiples as well, but hopefully maybe next list we're going to see Diagram come down the list. Mathmech Circular. This card is at 1, which is awesome for the Mathmech engine. To be very honest, they did have to ban something in its place to kind of balance the deck out. Rizel Detonator being limited, that makes complete sense given what it does for the Rizel deck. Bonfire being put to 1, also everybody saw it coming. Brilliant Fusion to 1, okay. I think the Brilliant Fusion OTK was power crept out of the game, so it's safe to come out. And then we got the 2 generic spells. We have Triple Tactics Talent. I don't know why I keep reversing those. Okay. Normal spell. Whenever your opponent activates a monster effect during your turn, you can get a draw 2, rip a card out of their hand, or steal one of your opponent's monsters off their field. 90% of the time, people are doing the draw 2 for as an extender. If they're going first, you're either seeing the extender or they're ripping a card out of your hand, depending on what they want to do. And then the last Steel Monster or the Change of Heart effect, basically, it is a bit of more of a game changer. I know that has actually helped me win a few duels in the past myself. So, yeah, I can understand why Tactics got, or Talent, I should say, got limited. The only thing I'm not liking about this list right now is Designator at 1. And it's not really the card going to 1. It's at 1 in the OCG. It's at 1 in Mashable. The only reason why I am not liking this card at 1 is because his counterpart in this situation, Called by the Grave, is also at 1 here in the TCG. If you look at OCG and Mashable, Called by is at 2 in both of those. So I'm just trying to figure out why would TCG Konami limit this card without semi-limiting Call by at the same time. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. I do understand why Crossout does belong at 1. It's just too good in mirror matches. You can stop monster effects on the field, from the hand, from the graveyard, or Banish Zone. So it does do a lot more than Call by would, which only turns around and negates monster effects based on what you remove from the graveyard. With that, I can understand. Like I said, I understand why he's at 1. I just feel that Call by should have been put to 2 as well. So maybe next list we're going to see both Diagram and Call by come down to 2. Might help things out a little bit, make the game a little bit more even across the board. Moving on to the bans, only 4 cards, and you can see all 4 right here. Nightmare Griffin, Link 4 monster, abused by Malice, if I remember correctly, and it's basically a walking skill drain. To be honest, I don't mind this card being banned, as long as they don't touch skill drain. That's my thing. When I talked about Mathmech Circular coming down to 1, this card, Link Decoder, was the card they put banned in its place. It's a pretty good linchpin card. I want to know, actually, I'm going to say linchpin. It's a good generic card that just helps the Mathmech combo continue off. If you watched any of the Blue Eyes Cup footage I've posted with Cyber's decks, you see this card being used quite a bit in those decks. So, yeah. Abyss Dweller, everybody saw this coming and everybody called for it, unfortunately. Stops graveyard effects. To be very honest, this card being banned, if you watch my Banlist predictions, you know what I said, what's coming next with Rizals. And with all the extra room they have, I think they have, what was it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards? There's a very good chance of what I said in my Banlist predictions coming true. Not only that, but they also hit Bahamut Shark. Bahamut Shark was just a free, totally awesome. To be honest, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Get rid of the easy access to a rank 2 Omnigate. So now Rizal decks are going to have to pivot a little bit. Are we going to see Rizal Sprite decks coming along? That's a question. Because I know Rizal Sprite, or even, yeah, maybe Rizal Live Twins. I mean, the whole idea is to try to get rank 2s onto the field and to get so you can get totally awesome. So there is potential to see something like that happening. But then in the speculation, I also said Zodiac could possibly be added into the deck. So we're gonna see what Rizal players are gonna come up with here in the TCG after this ban list goes into effect. That being it, like I said, this is a pretty solid list. I'm not, like I said, with the exception of maybe a few cards, like both Snake Eyes coming off at once and Crossout being limited without Call by coming down. To 2. Yeah, I think, to me, Konami did a very good job with this list. They tried to balance out some of the decks that are in the game. So, to be very honest, I'm very curious to see how the next format is going to shape up, especially with World Championship qualifiers around the corner. Okay, that being said, guys, if you like this content, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel so you can see a lot more. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single upload. Guys, check out the description box to find the links to my social network, Discord server, as well as Mashable. Follow me on all those. And guys, until next time, peace.